Hello, 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 you lovely people. It's been a while. I've missed you. Welcome back to SE2 Assembly. And so I'm Draken, I'm your host, and part of SE2 AI Assembly, Let's Code a Bot, is what we're working on a group project together. It's a org project. And we do some peer programming to put this project and make it move forward each week. Last week I was a little bit getting probots ready, but that's up and running and everything is a go, so we can get back to our project. So I've had some interesting developments. I think one of the things that has been pretty fascinating for me when it comes to this bot has been, you know, I want to say that I don't have necessarily a timeline, but um, you know, I wanted to make sure that we were actually designing the spot to finish at a certain time and that we're not working on it forever and that it didn't had done. And so actually I had some motivation problems at some point where I was like, man, there's just so many things to work on this spot, so many things to fix this spot. And then I was like, what am I even doing? What am I even making this spot for? Am I just looking out to show off with it? Am I whatever? So one of the things I'm hoping to, it took some time actually to really think about what did I want this project to look like, where did I want it to go, and what was its purpose. And one of the things with Pigbot is what I ended up coming on to is that I wanted Pigbot to be a really good training bot for people who are playing StarCraft 2 proper. So that was something that was really a big deal to me. And actually, I'll go through my thought process and we can have a moment of kind of see where this project's going. And we can go through it together. I have the whole thing kind of laid out and we'll do a bit of a brief overview before we get into the big coding. I'm actually pretty proud of this because that was important to kind of have a layout so that I'm not just coding forever and ever. So when I can be like, okay, this project is finished, and then we can just put it away, and we don't have to come back to it again, or we can go on to a new project or something more fun. So let's why don't we just dive into it? Why don't we just dive into eh, let's start at the top. So one of the things I really wanted it to do, and like I said in the beginning, is I laid out some of the core goals from it. I decided how will people use the bot. I want them to play against the bot, just similar to how we have people who play against the pro bots. But if someone just wanted to train these bot, I wanted Pigbot to be a little bit better for that. Um, and so the core aspect of that is being able to do the bronze TGM builds, but also to look and play like a human. So those are my kind of constrictions. But and we can kind of go over these points. So build the bronze TGM standard macro style. I think that's scout early and gather information. So it should be able to scout. Probably did scout early, but scout and gather information. I have to scout early. Just scout and gather information. React to common cheese, so it has a reaction. Use disruptors, which if you saw my video, it does that for sure now. Use a move and basic stutter step. So I kind of limited just, a moving and stutter step. Really doesn't have to do much more than that. No crazy micro. Respond to threats and with the appropriate amount of units. I didn't want it to pull its entire army just for, you know, a Reaper. So that kind of thing. Being able to determine what's the threat level, which it does already, and then what is the correct response to that threat? What should it do when that threat comes? I right now I have stay on three bases, but I think actually I don't know if three bases is what I had. I think three bases to a certain point, and then I'll have to double check if that was correct. And then change base built on what it gets from scouting. So this is something that I'm very fascinated about because I do want to use some machine learning in some way to determine it to decide which build to switch to. So it should scout and then from what it sees, decide where the enemy is going and choose the correct build. So that is, I think, going to be a very, very. Maybe I'll star it or highlight it. I won't do that right here on stream, but that's going to be a very big important for me is that it changes build based on what it sees. And then only fight when it's favored. And this is basically the combat simulator, which is going to be a thing we'll be working on next, after what we're doing today. It's a combat simulator and kind of installing it and making sure it's good. And then I've limited the amount of build orders that it can choose to 6 total, the standard of each, and then like a rotation, like a a counter, a different type of counter uh uh build, so a different counter build. So I broke them PvP, PvZ, PvT. PvP being the only one that's like doesn't have won't use the standard macro build. It'll use its own kind of it'll use and if you're familiar with StarCraft 2, you'll know is that in PvP you don't really expand first. Usually the first person to expand in PvP is usually dead. This is human meta, obviously, so we'll still apply the same to the bot meta, even though that may or may not be true. But if we wanted to play against humans, humans will be expecting it to do that at least to a certain level. So that's going to be programmed in there. And then I mapped out the data and all that. So I won't go into that stuff. That can be a little boring, perhaps, for the stream. But I mapped out what kind of data I'm going to be needing to store. The architecture. I don't know if this will pop out properly on the stream, but you can see like a little bit overview how I thought the architecture of the bot will go. Definitely like the type of libraries and stacks I'm going to be using. Stacks, quote unquote, in terms of libraries and tools and what have you. And maybe some future goals, though I don't see those being used until I get a couple other people to help me code this because, yeah, that's a lot. So, except for maybe turning off speed binding. That is a probably an obtainable goal, but not today. Okay, so I kind of laid out our plans. I broke them down overall of our roadmap. And so there are some quick to-dos that we have here. Today's not gonna be a quick to-do day. Is this old? Hold on. Oh, this might be old. Fix gatekeeper when it's not to be on Zerg. I'm pretty sure did we not fix that? Hold on. No, this is the right. My brain is just having a little bit of a moment here. This looks right. I just pretty sure I fixed it already to not turn on when there's a Zerg. And I might not have checked it off. I feel like I did. Okay, well, we can double check, but I'm pretty sure or fix the gatekeeper to not be on when it's not Zerg. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that. Anyways, we can go to the code and we can just quickly check. That's not too hard. I know where that would be if it is. I remember it being there, so it would be odd for me, like unless I'm summoning up memories that don't exist. Okay, so let's kind of jump into this. Let's get the music going again. Okay, so I have reactions open. Do I actually? Oh, maybe let's double check if I actually pushed anything up here. No? Okay. What did I do last? What did I do here? Fix probes. Yeah, fix gatekeeper response only happens now with Zerg. Oh yeah, see, I put a thing. I pushed a fix. Okay, so I don't even have to go look. I already did it, so I can check that off. I guess I just didn't check it off. Oh, we have to work on observers at some point too. Our observer code is quite outdated. It needs to be re-examined. Oh, there it is. Fix gatekeeper to work with Zerg. So that's done. Fix probes now attack enemy cannon during cannon rush detected. Oh, I did do something. Did I do this off stream? Maybe I did this off stream. I don't remember doing this on stream. But it looks like I did do something with the cannon rush. So let's test it. When did I do this? When did I do this? When did I do this? Fix probes. That was June 16th. That was a couple of weeks ago. 1 week ago. I might have done that off stream. I don't remember. What section is this? This is what part? I'm trying to see what part of my code is this. Boop, 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 boop. Ooh. Oh, is it reactions? Is that why I have reactions open? Oh, it looks like it. Cannon rush. Cannon rushed. Do I have a to-do list here? To do. Here we go. To do section is working, but needs to control the amount of probes that are attacking. So that means my reaction may be a bit too much. So let's do it. Let's just jump into this. What I gather from that note is that they are attacking the can. Did I actually hold on? When was the 16th? Did I do this on stream or not? The 16th is on Monday, so I must have done it on stream. Okay. So as I understand, my note for my past self is that the probes are responding probably too aggressively, or they're not responding properly. What was I talking to this AI about? What was I asking it to do? Combat system. Come check if this is obsolete. Oh, was I doing some cleaning up of my code? Yeah, this is not. Debugging Stargate 2 bot errors. Yeah, it looks like I may have been working on this on my laptop, perhaps. Okay, so let's pop in. Let's say it got rushed. So create one pylon 2. Okay, so we have an enemy pylon has shown up. Is there any? Are we detecting that? Okay, so let's say a cannon comes up. Create one cannon 2. Create photon cannon. Create one photon cannon 2. Nope. Create one photon cannon 2. Okay, so they're okay, good. So they're actually attacking it. Problem is, it appears to be they're attacking one at a time, which is the problem. Yeah, they're killing themselves. Okay, so the good news is there is a reaction. It exists. It is not the best reaction, but it exists. So let's see what happens. So here we go. This is probably the code that does it. Calculate how many workers to pull, 1 per cannon, 1 per 2 probes, max 8. So this is actually what's the thing. Oh, we want to calculate this. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, we have to kind of change up how the calculation works here. Can tweak this, maybe. I think, like, what is the standard amount necessary to kill one? How many probes are necessary to kill one cannon? I guess that's really should it be, right? We should be like, How many probes does it take to kill one cannon? Within the time that it takes to summon a cannon. Maybe let's ask. Let's chat to this AI, and perhaps it can get me that information without me having to. Let's say in StarCraft 2, let's see if it has general knowledge. I don't know if it's gonna have that kind of knowledge. This might be actually a little bit outside of its scope, but let's find out. I am currently actually let's give it context so it knows, rather than give it like a random hypothetical. Okay, so in Cannon Rush, I'm trying to decide, or maybe I should give it the which one of ChatGPT's, which one of these AIs are actually really good reasoning. Let's actually use O3. O3 is actually a pretty good reasoning model. Yeah, let's use O3. I'm trying to decide how many probes to pull in order to kill a cannon. Well, attack a cannon in a cannon rush. I need to decide the optimum amount of probes needed. And one thing we don't know actually, if whether or not our code actually will pull the probes while it's pending, because technically you don't want the cannon to build. You want to kill the cannon before it's finished building. So like let's ask amount of probes needed to kill. You know what? If we just code for or if we just say the maximum amount of, this music actually might be too loud in my ear. But that if we actually say for the maximum amount of for the actual maximum amount of probes needed to kill a fully finished cannon. Kill a fully finished cannon before what should we do? Say before what? Before the amount of probes needed to kill a fully finished cannon. What kind of criteria do we want? Because like a cannon can take out one probe. Cannon, finished cannon with minimum probe death. Let's see if we can figure that out. I would say it's probably 8, but I don't know if that's true. Oh, it's calculating DPS in here too. Oh. Evaluating probe numbers for defense, user wants to determine the optimal number of probes to minimize deaths while defending against cannon rush. Calculate the formula with the probe damage per second. The photon cannon has 300 total health and deals significant damage. I think way to compute probe versus cannon DPS. What is the cannon's full health? Let's double check that. Like, we want to make sure it's not making something up. A cannon, photon cannon. Let's find out how much HP it has. Oh, it's doing something. You know what? It didn't really have to generate me code. I was just curious. Oh, what are you doing? Don't make a plan. Should have turned off the planning. No, don't make a plan. All right, that's fine. I didn't want to make a plan. I actually think photon cannons have 200 health, but I don't know. Let's look at Wikipedia. Oh my god, that's Brudor. That is not right. I forgot to say StarCraft 2. Okay. It has. Oh, it does have. It has 300. 150 HP and 150 shields. So that's 300. So it was right. You know what? Kudos to it for being right. Didn't expect that. Okay, so let's see what it came up with. I didn't want it to make a plan. How do I get rid of these? If I deleted the plan, if I delete the plan, will this? If I just reject the plan? Actually, what was its plan first before I? Okay, that's not a real plan. We'll throw that out. Okay. I propose a refinement that scales probe pull based on each cannon's build progress. Finish cannon, 8 probes. Mid warp, 5 probes. 3. I think this is really the answer is 8. I think it's maybe cute that it wants to try to. I mean, that's an interesting question. Because yeah, early warp you want 3%, but like then you have to keep an eye on like what percentage is it like necessary. I don't think that's really practical to code in because I don't think the bot can get the build percentage of a building. I feel like that is maybe outside the scope of what the API will give me. It could tell me my build percentage of my own building. I don't think you can look at its own. I don't think you can look at an enemy building and tell you how much is left on it. So let's pretend that doesn't happen. But the answer looks like it's 8. And 8 is probably a good number to go with. We can probably say 8. Let's see what kind of code it had before I like disregard this. Finish cannon, Yeah, this is like super over-engineered. And not that I don't like the solution. I think it's a nice solution, but in principle, I should say. I like that it's in principle. It's a little flexible. It's a little flexible in the sense that you can kind of tweak those numbers and you can you can have pardon me. Okay, that you can tweak the numbers and you can it's based off of progress, but I don't see how is it getting the progress? Mid cannon, enemy cannon. Like how is it deciding? It doesn't even say how it's deciding. Is it using Lambda? Is that what it just said? Oh, it does. See build progress. Is ready is right. Is not is ready. But build progress is not a thing. That's the thing. That's not a thing. Or is it? You know what? Let me make sure I'm not talking on my ass, actually. I'm pretty sure with all my experience of using Python SE2, I'm pretty sure build progress is not a thing. But you know what? I actually don't know. I actually don't know that for sure. I've never seen such a thing. Quickly I'm gonna pull up the documentation. Do I want to show you guys these documentation? It's like I don't want to be going through all documentation. This first, you know what? Let's do a quick build progress. Oh shit, there is a build progress. But hold on. Hold on. So there is a build progress. That's true. Because I do that. I can do that for my own. Can you do that on enemies? So it's right that there is build progress, but oh man, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not bullshitting me. But it returns completion range between 0 and 1. So it does have. Oh, it has 0.5. So it does account for that. So 1 is finished. Less than 5.5. This may not be the worst solution I've ever seen. Do I want to implement this? What do we do? What do we do, chat? Do we try implementing and see if it works? Actually, we have no way of testing it anyways, because when we use our, can we simulate build progress in our? Let's do a quick check. Can we do build progress in our Can we do build progress in our YAML? Our debug, I don't think our debug will let us change up how the debug works. For now, let's just pull 8. Let's just say 8. Right? I feel like if we just do 8, turn smallest item, and then cannons plus calculate how many workers to pull, 1 per cannon, 1 per 2 probes, max 8. Oh, it goes to a max 8. Oh, like that. Let's try that. Let's say max 24. Let's try this now. Let's see how much it pulls. And so now we should pull like 8 per as it Lord. Oh, by the way, while we wait for it to load up, here is a template. You can get started if you want to get started. Also, if you're working on your bot and you want to have a few minutes, like if you want to kind of like get it and do a little bit of a debug section, you're like stuck on your bot, you want my thoughts, you want to work with me together on your bot. I also on our website you can see that book some time, we can talk together and get some progress. Or if you just want to join me here, hit up the join button and you can join up the community. What's exclamation mark join? Can I see if this works? Create 1 pylon. Wow, it put it right in the middle of my mineral line. That's pretty brutal. Create 1 photon. Cannon. Oh, it worked. Oh, it actually worked. Like that's really bad. Oh, it really worked. Oh my god. Oh, but it broke. What is going on here? Okay, wait, it fixed itself. Okay, that's good news. So the cannon rush thing kind of works. That's nice, eh? Let's test it again. So that's nice. It actually it works. Though I don't know how this enemy, if it will deal with the enemy probes. Let's try again. So that's nice. I like that we can now kind of control that. We can control you know, how many probes we pull, so we don't pull too many probes, and I think 8's a good number. Let's try again where it's not like in my mineral line. I mean, some bots might be so clever and build in the mineral line, but one thing we don't know is whether or not this response will work when oh, we should actually put it so that even if the enemy building is not ready, we should still do it. We'll do that in a sec. So yeah, let's do this here. Let's see what happens. Create photon cannon 2. Okay, so that's interesting. So interestingly enough, so it pulls the workers, and some of the workers stop working. Like they flee. Yeah, I guess that's what we do want that. Because I was like, do we want them to keep mining so we're still getting minerals while it's happening, or do we want them to flee? And I think the answer is actually we do want them to flee. So if you're not attacking, you should be fleeing, right? So oh, weird. It doesn't do it again though. Oh, you know why? Because this is it only works on the early game. So it actually they don't try to defend after the early game. That explains it. Okay. So let's I think this is done. Like I'm pretty satisfied with that. And we can kind of go work on the pro brushes. So we got a code in. Oh, we need to check to see if they'll attack enemy probes as well. So let's try this again. Create 3 probes. Okay, they didn't attack him. Great. 1 photon cannon. Oh snap. Oh my god, this thing is still broken. I totally forgot the IDs are still broken. And I keep forgetting to go fix it before the stream. So all enemy. Am I checking to make sure the buildings are finished? Create 1 pylon. 2, 3, 1 photon cannon 2. Oh, create 1. So it doesn't attack the pylon, which is interesting. Which is kind of problematic. We probably should I just realized, yeah, we wanted to attack the. We create 1 probe 2. So that's kind of problematic, as you can see, because like if it leaves a pylon, then then the enemy can just build another pylon after they build the probe, and this could happen ad nauseum. So let's see, where did we set up there? So it's like not enemy probe and not enemy cannon. So maybe we should also check for enemy pylon as well. I mean, we should probably check for enemy pylons too, right? But we should prioritize. I mean, technically it'd be smarter to attack the pylon. But if they're a smart cannon rusher, they will put the pylon in a place. But these are bots we're talking about, right? Oh well, actually, no. You should think about humans. Humans will know. Humans will know where to put. Humans will know when to put and where. So we need to keep that in mind. So yeah, here. Okay, here are the targets. Here we go. So we should actually put an else if. So here's our target. So if target, so attack. We probably should put the if urgent target equals urgent target's closest to what is considered an urgent target. Ah, this is right. So the urgent target is an enemy cannon that's being built. So if there's a cannon being built, that is an urgent target. So I actually did this already, which is good. We're gonna want to put a pylon in here at some point as well. It's gonna go right after here. So let's actually just get this started. Where did we define this up here? Enemy probes. And then we'll go like enemy pylon. Yep. Okay. And then we're gonna wanna. Yep. That's actually what we're gonna want to do. Correct. Now I wonder if I place a pylon down, if it'll automatically start attacking. Okay. So far, so good. I think that's okay. Let's test that. I don't know if this build progress is working though. Let's so you have it here. Where is it? Build progress. So the urgent target is based off of urgent target is c.build progress. Oh, they don't attack it. Interesting. The pylon itself does not trigger. Photon cannon. So let's see how this works. Will they switch over? Oh, they do. Okay, they switched over. No. Why did they stop? Oh, there's a backstop. Not enemy probes and not enemy cannons. It's a cleaner way to do that, but whatever. Right now, for now, there's a backstop. I forgot. So we should be able to. Leon's Lima. Oh no, my game crashed. No. Okay, well, let's, I guess, open up a new. Hey, Leon's Lima. I know. I think this is some fun stuff. And you too can code a bot if you wish. All right, let's try this again. All right, they're responding. And then they should go kill the... Okay, and then they go kill the... And then they go back. Oh, they're stuck a little bit. Okay, but they're fine now. Okay, cool. I mean, you couldn't really ask for a better response, I think. Okay, so I'm willing to call the Cannon Rush defense finished. Probe Rush is a little weird because I don't know. I can't test Probe Rush, unfortunately, properly. So that's finished. Do we have to check this off somewhere too? Cannon Rush. Okay, so I don't see. Oh, okay, so I did do the Cannon Rush. So Cannon Rush is finished. Okay. Cannon Rush is finished, and so we can do the kite back solution. We can work on a kite back so that when our bot is fighting against other probes, or when their probes are fighting against other probes, they will use worker kite back, which uses mineral walk in order to kite. So that will be we'll do that today, and that'll actually be the last thing we do today, because I think that's pretty good. Let's close that up. Actually, pretty happy with that Cannon Rush response. And we'll work on the worker rush and add worker kite back at the same time. So we'll do two things at once, but we'll call Cannon Rush finished. Will this be able to actually generate this for me? No, that's not right. So that's okay. Fix. Cannon Rush now. Cannon. Oh wait. Defend worker cannon. Cannon Rush. Now pulls 8 probes in order to kill cannon. Let's commit that. Okay, that's done. Oh my god, I just felt that I have like a big bump in my head. Oh, that's unfortunate. I bumped my head on a cabinet earlier this week. Is there any other to-dos in here? Okay, no. So we can, I think we can healthily work on Candid Rush. Worker Rush. I mean, technically we could create a dummy bot that would, all it would do would be send its probes to attack our probes. Right? We could create a little dummy bot that can help us simulate a cannon probe rush. All it does is just send all its available probes and then attacks our base. Like, you know. Do I not have one of those already randomly floating about? Actually, give me a second, guys. Let me just see if I already have. I might have a dummy bot already floating about, but I don't remember what it does. Oh, I do have a dummy bot. Oh, no, that's not. That does not do what I think it does. There's an actual dummy bot used for humans versus robots. Yeah, I don't think I have an actual dummy bot. And you know, I probably can get instead of writing it myself, I probably get Windsurf here to Cascade to help me write it. So it's just a quick thing. We'll do that in a second. Let's take a peek at. Now, I had a conversation with Rasper at some point, and he told me how to do with this. Worker kite back. Ooh, pardon me. Don't forget, join my newsletter. If you want to get some of the stuff I've learned, you want to get the stuff I've learned and the things I'm learning and the things I'm experimenting with at a, I would say, condensed version, join the newsletter. I kind of summarize. I also talk about what's coming up. I don't know if that exclamation mark sub actually. Oh, it does work. Yay. Join up that newsletter. And I talk about all the stuff that I've learned. Not that I've learned, also what I research. I condense some of the things, some papers as well. So that you can get it down and you can make a smarter bot faster. So I try to make that as bite-sized and actionable. And I try to leave something that you can work on yourself if you're tinkering with your own bot. Meanwhile, let me see if I can find what Rasper had said to me with worker kiteback. And I also link to you. Let me link to you the Aries framework, guys. So if you want to help me look up some of the stuff that we're working on, here it is. We're using the Aries framework. So wait, was that the right link? Yeah, I dropped the right link. So in the Aries framework, we can actually, I'm looking for worker kiteback. Oh, found it. But also how to use it properly. So it's just a behavior. So we can just use it as a behavior. We just give the bot the behavior. Yeah, so it may not be that complicated. It might be a little bit more simple than I thought. Let me see if actually, so it looks like I talked to Rasper about this in 2014. And you know what? I guess he didn't impart any wisdom to me on how it works. For some reason, I thought he did. Worker rush. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I can't show you my DMs, but essentially, sometimes I talk to Rasper, who is the creator of the Aries framework, and I like to bounce some ideas off of him, and he gives me some ideas. Oh, here we are. What is this? It wouldn't be too difficult to add a get enemy worker rush that will flip. Oh yeah, this was what I was asking, whether or not we can put something in for the worker rush. I was talking to him about the combat simulator. Okay, there's nothing special about this specifically. So, where do we have worker rush going on? Worker rush. So we have a cannon rush now, and I'm wondering if I should actually separate the cannon rush and the worker response. Cheese reaction, one base reaction. Yeah, so this I should probably just replicate. This should just be a cannon rush response, and we should just have a worker rush response. Yeah, let's do this. Let's treat this as separate stuff. That way it doesn't get too muddy. Let's call this just cannon. Defend cannon rush. Where is this being called? Elsewhere. So we actually need to, you know what? I should have actually, okay. Defend. Oh, good, perfect. It did the other places too. Perfect. And then it did do there. Perfect. Beautiful. Not that I didn't think it would, but I don't know. Sometimes you never know. So then let's create a defend a worker rush one, and then to say. Just put just do this for now while I figure out what I want to do. Okay, so then we have the reaction. Where's this being tripped? My brain is always a little bit murky. We want to be pulling this. Is this going to be from the bot.py? And by the way, guys, feel free to ask questions. You can totally ask questions of what's going on. Do not feel that you have to just keep it on watch. I'm here to answer questions as well. And if you want to, if you would want to code with me, and by the way, listen, remember, you guys are in the mob. And I forgot if I didn't explain peer programming. You're in the mob, so you're coding behind me here, and you're well in your, I'm looking for your suggestions. Okay. So that's under cheese. So the cannon rush actually is actually responded when it's cheese. So we actually do have go to the threat detection. So we're gonna need one here that says if it's cannon rush. So we'll need to create a trigger specifically for, so this is under cheese is under. If self worker cannon rush response. We actually just want this to be called cannon rush response. So that way we are not. And then we want to see what it's in combat. No, it's not in combat. First, I need to make sure, did it update all of this stuff? Okay. I thought there was a reaction situation that I feel like I'm missing. It's in a macro. Let's ask our bot. Let's ask anyone. Just 4.1 is fine. Where in my code base do I have it where it checks if it's being worker rushed? Well, it's a little late for me. I'm a little tired, but so I'm gonna rely heavily on my AI to help me. Why is this control scout not being used? Okay, that's not a today problem. No, you silly goose. That's whatever. Or specifically the mediator checking its. I know I have it somewhere, and it's just kind of like sitting blank somewhere. It's like I left it to say, hey, you know, I'll come back to this later. And I can't remember if it's in bot. Yeah, that's it. Get enemy worker rush. That's correct, but where is it in my code base? Ah, here it is. Where it is? Where's this? Respond to worker rush. That's what I'm looking for. If self, this is what I'm looking for. Where is this? Oh, do I not have it? That's weird. I totally have it somewhere in my code base. Ay, ay, ay. Here it is, mediators. Mediators. Okay, it's not in here. Reaction. Oh, combat, maybe. Get enemy. Get enemy. Here it is. Here it is. It's in the early threat sensor. All right, here it is. So I have a trip called if bot enemy rushed and bot is in, and then it's like not false, then use cheese response true. What is going? I have to remember, how does this work? Okay, so if the mediator get enemy worker rush to bot time, and then I go back to bot, I'm looking for not worker rush. So I don't know why I have a negative like that. Not worker rush is true. Oh, I said to false. Okay. Ah. So I'm checking if we're not being worker rushed, they go to mining. So that's understand. I see. So I guess what happens here is that if there's not worker rush, that's it. All I do, oh, I guess that's it. That's all I do. I just check if there's not being a worker rush, then they just attack. They just like they stop mining, and then they just like attack on their own. Which is, I guess, is why we're putting a more robust system in, because though that kind of works, it's a little rudimentary. What did we do? So we actually changed. We put the not worker rush false on, and then bot use cheese response is turned to true. How do we want to approach this? Should actually maybe put this a reaction. Okay, why don't we just code the reaction first? How do we want to do this? Because I think what we'll want to do is we want to, maybe similar to the cannon rush, tell the probes to stop mining. So we'll use a similar structure. We'll pull a certain amount of probes. Should we pull all the probes? I think in a worker rush, you probably want to pull all the probes. You probably don't want to leave any probe left. So you want to pull all the probes. Well, so we'll use a similar structure as the cannon rush. We'll pull all the probes. And then what will we want to do? How do we use this behavior? Shoot at a target if possible, else move back. This is similar to stutter step back, but takes advantage of mineral walking. So I think we can just do a simple, and I'm open to suggestions if you guys have any suggestions as well, but I'm thinking what we can do is just we go, okay, cannon rush happens, we trip the cannon rush, we treat the probes just like we treat our other units, so we kind of give them issue them an order to attack the target. Okay, so let's actually, instead of me coding this all from scratch, which was I was just about to do, and I decided, why would I do that when I can just kind of put down my thoughts? Let's use just SWE1. Let's say working on. You know, let's give it write access. It should be, if I'm right, it should be fine. We're working on defend worker rush. I want to use a similar principle as what was it again? Defend cannon rush, in that in my cannon rush I actually take them out of their role. So I take them out of their role. So I take them out of their role. In that I take all the probes available. Take all the probes available. Should we? Yeah, we'll take all the probes available. And this will be gated because it'll just like the thing, it'll only apply to the early game. Takes all the probes available. So that it takes all the probes available, changes their role from what is their starting role? What are they? When do we change them to defending? How do they get the defending role? Defending roles, if we get units from role. When do they get the role defending? Here it is. Assign role. Decide defending. Okay, so what we'll do is their role. All the probes available, changes their role to defending. Okay, so take all the roles, take the defending. They then are given the target of, do we want to attack the closest probe to the closest probe to them? How do we want to do this target? Closest probe? Sure, why not? Let's do closest. Give the target of closest enemy probe. We want to use the Eris worker. Shoot at the target if possible. So we can actually, what do we need to, I want to maybe share this with you guys. So I'm going to see if I can just link you straight to where we're, nope, that is not what I want to link. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Maybe I can just pop this out too. I can just put this on the screen so we can sort of look at this as well. Where are we? Pop this up. Okay, so we're going to use the worker kite back. So it looks like we just need to give it a unit and a target. So we just choose the unit, we choose the target. Pretty easy peasy, actually. So we should be fine to just... maybe we'll import it ourselves so that the AI doesn't have to try to import it. I don't like where they import stuff. Let's put this here. Oh, there's already individual combat stuff. Okay, we don't need usability. But we'll add worker kite back. Hello, Lib. Hello. So we'll use worker kite back. I am good. I'm a little tired, admittedly. Worker kite back. Already imported. For each probe, to target, I don't know, the closest enemy probe to it. Then we also want in py the logic that it only trips during the early game, similar to cannon rushing. What else do we want it to do? It should utilize so how are you, Lib? Tell me about it. It should utilize the logic I have in, where is it? In early threat sensor. Oh, this actually only if bot mediator and bot time list. Oh, this already has a early detection. It already checks. To be called in bot py. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. And we can always pick apart what we like and we don't like from what it decides. Like hi from Germany. Hello, Germany. Hello, Germany. I like Germany, though people in Germany love their rules, I've always found. The rules are the rules. Man, it's thinking. What time is it in Germany? It's probably late. Oh, it's not gonna implement it. It's just gonna show it to me. This seems a little over-engineered. Interesting. Early checks only checks if the first few minutes of the game. Worker pulls 1.5 the number of enemy workers with a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 16. I don't know if you should have a well, I guess if it's a worker rush, that might not be actually incorrect. But I don't know. I don't see why we would need to. Yeah, it's very late. I don't see why we would need to actually limit. Like, why do we need to have a maximum of 16? Because, like, you know what? I guess you do want to make sure you're not over pulling. I like how I did 1.5. Because if we're using similar flags to counter rush consistency properly cleans up workers when the threat is over, has a 5-second delay, which is right, works with existing early threats which already detects worker rushes, as well as other defensive code. So let's see what it says here. See if this code is worth its grain of salt. We probably don't need this because it already checks. It won't get tripped, so we actually don't need this bot time. Only responds during the early game. If bot time is over 3 minutes, that's correct. But we'll get rid of this. Get enemy workers in our base. Enemy workers and bot meters get units in range. Starting location. That's good. That's good. If only responds if they actually sees enemy workers. Yeah, I guess so. I'm not sure. If not, enemy workers return. So if there's no enemy workers, but they would trip. I don't know if that's necessary because, like, if we're not getting rushed, then this is whatever. Send initial flags if not already set. I don't think this is not actually true. These flags are actually switched elsewhere. Defending workers, spot mediator, get units within roles. This is right. Okay, that's right. Workers needed. Calculate how many workers you need to pull. 1.5 enemy workers. I don't know. Do I want to do maximum 16? Is it better to pull? I'm a little worried because why not just pull all the workers, right? Well, 16 I guess is the maximum on any particular thing, so I guess 16 is the max. Doesn't, and I guess gas, if you're being worker rushed, gas isn't coming, so you don't have gas happening. You don't have the gas workers. Okay, we'll leave it for now. I would need to test and see if it does as good. I might tweak it after that. Get workers that should be mining, not already defending. Workers available. Filters. Not defending. That's not too bad. Assign more workers if needed. So it just keeps assigning. So that's actually pretty efficient, I guess. I would have to see it in a real combat. For worker and worker defending, if enemy worker, target equals enemy workers closest to worker. Bot register worker. bot register worker kite back. Is that how it's used? Can we pull up worker kite back? Make sure it's using the correct syntax. Self-register behavior. So is this doing self-register behavior? Yep. Bot that's self-register behavior, worker kite back. Unit and then target. Okay, that's actually right. And if bot mineral field, no targets, return to the mineral field. I don't think you can. I don't think you have to. How did we do it? Didn't we just return them? Didn't we just like remove the role? Yeah, I just send them. We just put them back to the role of gathering. No. Once it's done, you're like, all right, well. Yeah, you just return. Once it's done, just return them back to gathering. Okay, a couple of things then. Oh, do we need to switch the build? Where do we normally want to switch the build? So I want it to be consistent with the other. Oh, we do switch the build here. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. Few things with your code. When we want a probe go back to mining, we do we actually have to remove the defending role, or we just assign it the role? We just assign it the role. Oh, this didn't get changed. See, I knew some things didn't get changed properly. Okay. That seems to be fine, though. Rush. Does he differentiate between a worker rush and a single worker scout? Ooh, that's a fucking good question. Oh, so it does. So there's a mediator, and it will determine what I think it's 4. If there are 4 workers or more than 2 workers, then it triggers it. But that's a really good question. It's a good question because yes, it could just get, you don't want it to overreact to just just one probe looking around your base. So that's a really, really good question. Pita. Also, since we're here, if you haven't checked out, if you want to get this, what I've been working on and get the updates really condensed, and if you miss a week or whatever, hit up and join the bi-weekly README, where I condense what we've been doing and summarize, and also give you something you can work on yourself. Basically distill the knowledge so it's really easy for you to do and make your bot go faster. Learn to make it smarter. Sorry, I just got asked if I want to play Magic cards. Okay, so that's okay. So far in its code, only thing I'm worried about is or thing I didn't like is that it doesn't assign the role back to oh, it does assign it to gathering. Here it is. Or for workers, cleans up workers for things. Oh, it does assign it to gathering. It does already do that. No targets return to mineral line. Oh, so this actually needs to get, so else if mineral, we should actually get rid of this. So else just, and that must mean that's in our here too. Where is that? Because that's actually in our thing. That's actually what causes them to do something so weird. We should actually, what we should do in the defend cannon rush, defend cannon rush. That means that is also pointing. So yeah, so let's actually change that to go else. Does this already account for workers being changed? Might we just rule? So we don't have to send them back to line. Just putting their role as gathering will do that automatically. Okay, what did you do here? Okay, yeah, so it did just send it. Okay, we can actually just take this too. Take this. Perfect. Okay, so I actually kind of like the code. It looks very similar to. Yeah, pop it in here. Would you like to help integrate with your bot as well? This actually goes into reactions, so I don't know where you think you're gonna put this. Pop this code into. Oh, why you not? You don't. You have write. You have write functions. You have to tell it has write functions. I have to tell him. I guess he has write functions and he doesn't know. Or maybe maybe they changed something and they don't know. I didn't know. Okay, go. Have write permissions. Put it in the code base. There we go. I have to tell it has write permissions. I don't want to copy paste. Nope, no need. So we'll actually, I remember now. So for us to test or to get the perfect. Yeah, this looks like what I was looking at. Yeah, it looks good. Although it's not happy with the enemy workers. Double check that. Yeah, there you go. It fixed it itself. It knew all enemies, and then you filter out for the enemy workers. There you go. It knew. Good boy. Good little AI. Oh shit, I had this up still. You need to see it like working, but it really just copied and pasted it, and then it fixed itself because it saw that it was a problem. Okay, that's good. I like this. Let's just cleaned it up. I don't know if we don't really need it to check here because in the reactions, yeah, I don't think we really need this because it will already not respond if they're because Do I have bookmarks? Where is this? Worker rush. That is not the worker rush. This one. Oh, these are disruptor stuff. So we want to get enemy. Yeah, so we actually want to put a bookmark. Crap. Remove bookmark. Add a labeled one, and we want to say worker rush detection, so I can find this later on. So yeah, we're checking if. Oh, we don't even have to say if this is bot time. We can say like, it's like, and is it the early game? How do I have it again? Snap. What's the early game again? Early game. Game state. So if game state, if bot dot game state equals 0, that way we can go and bot dot game state equals 0. Perfect. So it aligns to the early game. I'm so glad I did that. Like having like the state changes with the early, mid, and late makes it so much easier. It's not really that big of a deal, but it feels like a lot of quality of life instead of trying to remember every time I want the early game, mid game, and late game. Okay, so if bot meteor get enemy stuff and it's the early game. Then it checks if it's a worker rush. Then it checks if it's then it's not a worker rush. Then it checks, hey, is this a cannon rush? Okay, that's cool. I've fixed the lint error. This function now is ready to be called from your bot's main loop. Whether a worker rush is detected, would you like me to help integrate you into? Yeah, please help. Sure. I actually really like this model. I actually like this model more than I thought I would. And I'm worried they're gonna like jack up the price on it. Because I like, they gave it to me for free. It's like that, that first taste thing. You're like, oh, oh, you like this, you like our model, eh? Well, it costs 4 times the points or the tokens. So right now it's free, and they haven't said how much this model will cost in terms of tokens. They haven't hinted towards it. They haven't. What did you change? Oh, what's going on here? If self.cheese response. So if self.cheese response is turned on, it checks if the cannon rush. Else if then it checks the defend cannon. Oh, so it checks the worker rush first. If it's not a worker rush, then it checks if the cannon rush. That seems like pretty straightforward logic, actually, and I'm gonna accept it. Accept all. Okay, let's test it. Looks good. And we can see if we can trigger a cannon rush. If we can't just trigger if we can trigger a worker rush. If we can't trigger a worker rush, we'll get this AI to just code us a quick little bot that all it does is send its probes to the enemy or to our base, and then we'll test it manually. So we're almost done here today. Because if this works, then we're done. Like, we're done for the day. And I'm feeling like, do we have this as a checkbox, right? Like, so we can feel a little bit good about ourselves. I want to get an animation that every time we check off something, we can like celebrate. Yeah, here it is. So we can check this off if this works. Like, I don't know, what do you guys feeling like? Fireworks, or I don't know. We can get a reaction thing. I'll look into that. Every time we check off something, we kind of get like a pew, 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 pew. I have to spend a day. I guess tomorrow's Canada Day, and I can spend some time during Canada Day to just think about it. Oh snap! I just forgot. I'm working on I'm doing something. Hold on. Create 12 probe 2. Oh crap! It crashed. So the U is worker. This does not work, so that's not right. Oh, that's not right at all. Okay. I can fix that myself. I don't need the AI for that. Is worker. Is worker is not a real thing. What do you have to say? It's like something ID. U type ID. Probe. All right. I think that should be good. No, come back. No. Okay, so we know we also need to stop like chasing them. Oh my god. It's like chase them to oblivion. What has happened? Okay, so we do have to have like a statute of limitations. If like there's no enemy units in our region, then don't follow them. Don't follow them to an oblivion. This is a to-do because I'm not gonna actually do that tonight. That's gonna require a little bit of a. If there are no enemy within our main base, i.e. they left, return to my. Okay, let's double check. Okay, so we need to create we have to create a bot that's gonna actually. How do we want to do this? I want to create Uh, I want to create a temporary dummy bot in opponent in run.py. That takes place of the NPC and that it just sends its probes to attack the enemy start location, i.e. my base, so I can text. Where did you put it? Oh, you just put it at the top. I don't like putting stuff at the top. No, but you have right permissions, so you can add it. And I prefer if you add the rush, the code for it at the bottom. All right, let's see. Okay, simple enough. Let's see if this works. Oh, what happened? What is the abstract player? Actually, I'm unfamiliar with this. Got an error. I might actually keep this worker rush bot like it wasn't initially. Oh, I see. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, so I might actually keep this dummy bot. Could be useful. Instead of worker rush, I might call it dummy bot because I might use it for other things. Oh, that's cute. That's new. Must be because of the abstract player layer. I mean, let's see what happens. We're gonna find out. If this works, this works. Oh, it does that? Oh, it adds. It does. It adds two windows. Okay. I don't know which one's ours though. Oh, it's attacking. Well, I guess we'll just have to watch from the other screen. That's super annoying. Oh, that was unexpected. So we should have told it to go straight to our main base. It's going to do something weird like this. Okay. Oh, are we fighting back? Oh, I think we are. Oh, we are fighting back. Are we gonna win? Oh shit, we won. We actually won, which was weird, but like, yeah, we won. I mean, whatever. Wasn't the cleanest thing, but it worked. So, and it looked like it did the worker pullbacks. Actually, you know what? Can we watch the replay of that? Do we have a replay? Because I would like to actually look at that under some more inspection and see how that worked. But that looked pretty good overall. I'm actually willing to say that's a done deal. Might be worth noting that what we'll want to do is we'll want to have oh yeah, this is our replay. That we'll want to have it that the worker rush expands past the starting location. It just looks the entire base overall and not just starting location. Like, I guess in my mind, if you're worker rushing, you're gonna. Oh my god, did the game just crash again? So I am pretty okay with. Oh, this replay might be corrupted. Uh-oh. Or maybe I'll have to just open StarCraft manually and then try to open the replay there. Let's just do that. Oh, it's opening. Never mind, it's opening. So we'll kind of see how this worked. Play offline. I don't need to. Oh. Oh my god. Please, BattleNet. Spare me your wrath. Okay, so let's see it. Let's see how this how this worker rush manifested itself. If it works, well, it works, but like, let's take a look at it, see if there's anything that's specific. We'll put in our to-do notes before we call this a night. So he automatically left immediately. If we're being probe rush, I wonder if we should cancel buildings too. So yeah, immediately goes and attacks. We actually don't respond at all. I don't know if we should. Should we respond? Yeah, maybe we should respond. Oh, so it starts responding now. So let's see what happens here. So it detects an enemy and it sends some probes. Oh, it does the worker kite back. So now it detects more and then it sends more. Okay. Ah, but they're not going back to mining. This is a problem. Maybe we should have just kept the gathering thing. Yeah, we probably should have kept the gathering thing. Yeah, but they're not going back to mining. Oh, I know why they're not mining anymore. So we need to turn the thing to false. Okay, so the reason why they're not mining anymore is because we have to turn off the in the reaction. We have to turn off the thing. We have to turn being cannon rushed false. So yeah, it's like, okay, if not enemy workers. We don't turn off the cheese. Do we turn off the use cheese response? Oh, my brain is just kind of fried here. So this resets. This is right. Okay, so you know what? We have to put this in the to-do because my brain is a little not working. Okay, to do if there is not enemy, then left return to mine. To do if there are no enemies within our base. For mining. Also to do once all enemies are dead, return to mining. Check flags. Okay, so we'll fix it, but we'll call this done just for now. Ba, 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 ba. We'll leave this kind of uncommitted for now. But we're gonna say rush kind of rush difference. Worker rush now uses worker kite back for enhanced defense. There we go. All right. I mean, I am willing to say it's done. We'll put in there in the two. We'll say it's done because it's implemented, and then we'll say quick to do, fix, worker rush, so that it returns to mining once it's done. And maybe I should actually bring back the old code where it actually, pointed to the mining, whatever. And then, but, too tired to that right now. Fix worker rush returns to mining once it's done. That's it. But we'll actually check it off and say we did implement the enhanced worker rush. Worker right back. All right. So in combat, the only thing we have left is to add additional observers. Only check if enemy has combat. Yeah, okay, so in combat, all we have to do is add additional observers. Only attack if the enemy has a combat score of 0, so we have to add the combat simulator and then check if, yeah. And then we can break up the scores, and yeah, okay. Then we can start working on some macro stuff. Cool. So if we're good next week, like once we fix it, we'll work on observers. We'll start doing observers. Get the observers in, and then tackle the big combat simulator. All right, cool. All right, guys. That was today. We committed. Okay, so that was today's coding session. Hopefully I'll get you to join me next time. Oh goodness. Sorry. Yawning. Ooh. Okay, so hopefully I'll get you to join me next time. Be sure to come and if you want to get started, grab yourself a template. Template. It's either in the description if you're watching it later on, or if you're watching it live, it's going to be showing up in the chat. Grab yourself a template if you're just starting. If you're not just starting and you're already coding a bot, be sure to jump on to my newsletter and get some of the distilled wisdom that I end up discovering, or if we have something coming out, I help break down some of the more details from our videos so that you can get it easier and start working on a bot, making it faster. And hopefully you had a good night and enjoyed what we did today. Anyways, we'll be back here next week to keep this bot going till we're done. May the bugs be ever in your favor. Bye.